Okay, guys. So I'm going to present myself a little bit. As I mentioned before, I've been almost 8 years in this path of Kabbalah, right? And the way that I learned Kabbalah, it was first from the mysticism, as I say, like Tree of Life, the 17 Name of God, all of these things, right? But when I really went deep into Kabbalah, it was more about how can I integrate Kabbalah into my life. Simplicity is mastery. Welcome, Andres. Good to have you here. So I'm gonna share. Let's start the meeting. Okay, so you can see this. So tonight we're gonna watch is Kabbalah, okay? And what is Kabbalah? At the beginning, I just want to mention before that these teachings, it's don't believe anything that I'm saying. Don't believe anything. Anything that I'm going to share with you, don't believe it. This needs to be integrated into your life and it resonate with you, okay? This is not to impose something. This is not to share like the truth. The truth is within yourself, okay? What Kabbalah is going to do is going to give you a way to perceive the light in a different way that is going to help you to navigate life from inside out, okay? How see your life challenge, how see the other dimensions within yourself, and how to start understanding the process of life, okay? What in the past it was called mysticism, right now is quantum physics, metaphysics. So Kabbalah is the science of the soul, okay? It's the technology. And Kabbalah doesn't have a dogma, doesn't have, you don't need to be a Hebrew, right? We usually associate Kabbalah to Jewish. It's part of the Jewish path. However, this is universal truth. This is something that helps us all, okay? It have truth for all of us. So that's why I don't like to focus just in the Jewish way. It have some things, but more than anything, it's a technology that is going to help you to understand life from a different space, from the light of the creator, okay? So Kabbalah means literally receive, reception. So what is Kabbalah? Kabbalah is to become receptive to the living force, to start asking the deeper questions within yourself. A Kabbalist is the one that asks for the right questions to be answered. So if we see some of the questions as the Kabbalists start, the sages in the past, it was about what is God? Why this life is with chaos, pain, and the whole heart of life itself. Who are we? How we can achieve uninterrupted fulfillment in our life. These questions, it's when you start walking the path of Kabbalah. You start going deeper in these questions. Who am I? What is God? God, you can call it God, you can call it creator, you can call it universe, source, prime creator, okay? But it's awareness that there's something higher than our little self, that there's a bigger intelligence working out this life experience, right? So when you start asking these questions, the answers start unfolding into you and you start integrating as a living wisdom, okay? True. So one of the questions that I started the Kabbalah was how and why the world begin, right? So all of these questions was from the Kabbalists that I started asking, and to find answers not externally but internally. So that's why it's so much deep knowledge and wisdom in this path. And also a Kabbalist, you become a Kabbalist is just by asking questions and simple questions about yourself. Every day that you wake up, you start seeing your patterns, you start seeing the things that don't like in your life, and you start asking the questions about why those things are there, what they have to show me. So you start increasing the path of Kabbalah. Okay? That's how I start working out. And the first question that I start all of this, it was the question of who are we? What is our basic makeup? What is our substance, our essence? This question, when you ask this, is like, and I invite you just to ask, who are you? what are we? Yes, we are humans, we are souls, we are creators, but what is our essence as humans? What is our core essence? And the Kabbalists brought something powerful, and the answer was desires. So when we hear the word desires, what do you came into your mind, right? Like we have different traditions such as Buddhism. That part of the Buddhism is to release desires. But Kabbalah invites you to observe your desires because the desires are the ones that are calling you to keep driving in life, to accomplish things in life, to accomplish fulfillment. The word desire comes from Latin and means from the stars. So this desires itself are the ones that fills you as humans. If you realize you have desires, we all have desires. Negative desires, positive desires, but we have desires. We feel that push to bring service. We feel that push to share knowledge. We feel that push to connect. We have cravings. We have all type of desires that fill us as humans. And we came to this life to start fulfilling those desires. That was the core principle of the Kabbalists. Once you recognize that us as humans, our vessel is pure of desires, is start to channeling which desires come from negativity or from the dark and which one come from the light. Okay, and that's our process to start correcting the negative desires to the positive desires. But the ultimate goal is to just stay equanimous until when you start feeling your desires and accepting your desires, you start understanding your human form from a different space. And that's the core of Kabbalah, understanding that everything starts with desires. Even God, Creator, whatever you want to call it, start with the desire to experience itself from different spaces, from creation. That's why us as humans are here in the form of God in some way, right? Like we're the reflection of God. It's because God, Creator, have the desire to experience itself in different forms. So once we understand this, it's really, really the essential quality of this life. We came here to experience desires. But what desires are we going to fulfill? And what is the intention behind that desire? There's desires that come outside ourselves that are the ones that keep us in the craving, in the loop of emptiness. And which desires are going to fulfill our soul correction, our soul path. And that's the process to understand those desires. Okay? So once you understand this, right? You understand that every human came here with a specific desire. And that's there's diversity in those desires. But you as a soul came here to this experience to live specific desires to fulfill your soul purpose, your evolution. Without desires, evolution cannot keep going because desires is the one that push you to move forward to discover more of within yourself, right? So once we have the core of desire, we have the desire. Desire is the fuel that allows us to fulfill our service, our understanding of God, of Creator, and that what keep moving forward. It's through those desires. And based in the Kabbalist, there's three levels of desire for that to say. The first one is the animal. It's an essential needs and wants. Can be positive and negative, basic needs, right? I'm hungry. Uh, I want to rest. I have the desire of resting. I want a specific material thing. Also, there's the cravings, the lust. You have sexual desires. You have all type of desires that is about you, the animal self. That this in Kabbalah you have the name of the nefesh. That the nefesh is the animal soul for that to say. That is the one that encompass all of these desires. But today I'm not gonna mention too much Hebrew names or because I want to keep it simple. I feel that mastery is to bring complicity into simplicity and to really go to the core of the teachings, okay? So as I said before, don't believe anything. This needs to be something that you start integrating into your life, okay? The second one it's the sense of self. It's a deeper desires, right? Like you want to achieve honor, maybe power, prestige, like experience your highest potential, your sense of you want to share something to the world, right? Like that desire to experience a higher state of yourself. That's the sense of self. That is about me and you. Why we say that it's me and you is because it's you, but that sense you're gonna project it to other person, human, animal, organization. But there's two, right? There's the duality to experience that desire. And the third desire is the purpose one. It's the one that you start desiring to know more about God. And that's why you are here right now. You took the time at 7 p.m. to join these classes because you have a deeper desire to really understand what is Kabbalah. Maybe Kabbalah came to you in different ways, right? Learning there, or start resonating is because light, the purpose is calling you to something higher. So you feel the desire to come to this space. That's the third desire that calls you, right? It's a soul call. So these are the questions that you can ask in each desires. Desires to receive for self alone is what can I get from me? And that's all good. We all experience these three levels of desires, all of us. What can I get from me? The other one is to receive in order to share. I want to receive so I can give, create, or live. So I want to receive this in order to give to others, in order to share this, in order to share this knowledge, this idea. All of these desires start pumping in yourself. Desire to become like the creator. This is the ultimate desire, right? You want to be more of the light of the creator. And that's what I'm going to share now in a deeper levels. But I'm just introducing, and now we're going to create more flow between all of us. But if you realize, and if we agree that there's a creator, a higher source, that means that our ultimate desire is to become the light, right? Like, no matter what, you want to bring more light into yourself, you want to experience more light, and that's the ultimate desire to be fulfilled. You are here is because you want to hear something different, and this different can bring you more light, clarity, awareness for you to fulfill something, a desire. So the ultimate desire of humans is to become more of the light. That's simple if you realize, right? Everything that we do is if we go into the higher perspective because we want to experience more of the light of the creator. Even if we share something, even it's business wide, you want to feel that fulfillment, upliftment within yourself in relationships, even a quick fix, let's say smoking, drinking, partying. You want to experience that light of the creator, and maybe you experience it in a quick sense, but you are experiencing light all the time. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes permanent. The focus is how to bring it in a permanent state, right? Because when we do a quick fix, let's say drinking or taking drugs or all the things, we experience God in some way. If you take some drug, you experience a higher state of consciousness, for that to say, right? But then you come back. So that gap, you experience the light, but then you come back to the emptiness. Not all of us. I personally practice plant medicine as well. So I'm related to plant medicine work and how powerful it is as well. My intention is just to share that all of this is light. Our desire, ultimate desire is to achieve light, to become more of the light. And how we do that? First of all, based in the Kabbalah, the thing works like this. We are light, right? Everything is light. And there's a vessel in which we bring, and the light starts spreading in different type of rainbow light, right? Different. And every light is different. So that's how you experience different bodies, for that to say. Emotional body, mental body, spectrum of emotions. But everything is light, but it's life perceived in different matters, in different colors, for that to say. And there's a geometry that allowed that light to be. So I want to share this. Like, mind that all is light, and based in sacred geometry, we're able to encompass all of this in this human form and experience different spectrum of light. And our desire is to remember the light that is already there, through this form. So we need to grow the vessel. It's about growing our vessel, right? So once we focus on the vessel and we understand that the vessel is the channel from which the light is going to come, we need to prepare the vessel. The vessel needs to be ready to receive those amount of light. In this process, we want to achieve a lot of goals, accomplishment, but the container, the vessel is not ready to contain that light. So that's why it's this process of personal growth, the spiritual growth, self-remembrance, is to start preparing the vessel, the container, to bring more light. It's allowing the full flow of light. That's the main focus of Kabbalah. It's the science of the soul, but also how to prepare the vessel in order to receive more light of the Creator. Right? The ultimate desire, as we say, is be the light. So I want to share something before going deeper. If you realize, okay, if everything is light, what is the darkness? And where do we live? So, based on the Kabbalist saying in the Zohar, there's the light and there's 1% of darkness. The darkness was created in order for us to have the contrast to remember the light again. So, let's say that the dot is the darkness. So if we zoom out, that darkness allow all the humans, all the worlds, the universe to experience the darkness in the light. But that darkness is the 1% that we perceive with our five senses in this world of dense matter, right? Why is that? Is because if you see the image and explain you, we are light, we are in the darkness, so we are the possibility to start filling up the body again with light in order to start breaking the darkness and see the light in the darkness. That's our soul path, for that to say. That's why we choose this contrast duality. So as I say, darkness show you and give you the space and contrast for you to remember the light. That's why, based in Kabbalist, we experience a lot of these densities, challenge, darkness. It's because it's an opportunity. It's not a punishment. It's not karmatic just. It's about the opportunity for the soul to remember itself through light in the darkness. That's the main. So once you start feeling all of that, you're gonna allow more of the light of the Creator. So realities exist. 1% is the darkness and 99% is the realm of the light. For that to say, the numbers is just an idea. There's no specific numbers. So once we go deeper in that, there's something that we call the tikkun. What is the tikkun? Based in the Kabbalist, once you come to this world as a soul, right? You come here in the darkness with a specific blueprint, a specific soul corrections into the light. So what is that meaning? It's that your soul choose a specific distortion in the light for you to correct and bring it back into the light. That's why you call your tikkun. That is our soul path, for that to say. So that's how we start breaking the shelf, right? So what is the tikkun? The tikkun is the corrections, the challenge that we're experiencing right now. That's why I asked you the question about in which areas in your life you are experiencing a challenge, hard things. Is those are the corrections that your soul chooses specifically in this lifetime in order to correct into the light. So those are the things that are hard for you to acknowledge or do. A lot of struggleness personally for me was procrastination, organization. So we have different tikkuns, different soul corrections, and in our life is just to observe it and changing through action, change our corrections to bring more to the light. And that's how we experience a higher state of consciousness, because the more we correct those soul's corrections, those tikkuns, we're going to experience more light, and we prepare the container to grow even deeper. stronger and larger. So this is the law of the tikkun, okay? It's your spiritual curriculum. If we go to a soul level, your soul chooses these life conditions, family relationships. Even one of the Kabbalists says that the trauma choose your family. Your soul choose your family to carry the trauma. The trauma was not given to your family. Your soul was the one that chose your family to carry the trauma that was good for you in order to experience that soul correction that at the end is a soul lesson that is going to remember you about the light. And these hard situations is all the situations that we pass in our life, right? Hard situations, depressions, people experience a lot of violence, sexual abuse. All of these things, if we see it in the soul level, was choose for that soul in order to see something in that darkness and correct it, because that's where the purpose is. In the pain, right? It's the same in Vipassana. If we go to the Buddha teachings, Vipassana is about feeling and allowing the sensation as they are without trying to change it. It's because in that way we acknowledge that there's lessons behind that pain. There's lesson behind that struggle. There's lessons behind all of that. So each challenge is an invitation to reveal light where it once blocked. So knowing all of this, you start changing the perspective of life. We change the victim stage, right? Like you start perceiving life. Okay, my soul chooses this. What is my tikkun? Tikkun is not punishment, it's not karma for wrongdoing. It's a soul level opportunity to elevate and transform. No correction, no evolution, right? So you have your tikkun level, and the tikkun is not a punishment. It's your soul correction in order for you to understand more of the light of the creator. Okay? Hello, Sarah. How are you? Welcome. So, understanding that you have a specific tikkun, and if you go deeper in astrology, you will understand that your soul have a specific correction that choose to come here to experience. And that was the base of the Kabbalist, understanding how to bring negativity to reveal the positivity. Each soul have a unique way to reveal the positivity in the negativity. Okay? So we have the darkness. So you experience a lot of challenge in your life. If you bring awareness right now into your life, what situations are you experiencing challenges? In those situations, wow, okay, there's something for me to see in that situation, in that reaction, in that person. If a person, sometimes friends or family, that triggers something in us, that's our tikkun. If somebody triggers something in us, it's because in some way have something to reveal, right? So once we understand that, is okay, what do I need to see in that person in order for me to correct and going back and be more of the light of the creator? That's the question. It's not about anybody else. It's about how you can become more of the light of the creator based in the things that I need to correct in myself. That's the principle, right? So what is the common signs of your tikkun? Repeating emotional patterns, chronic relationship struggles, strong reactions to a specific people or situation, shame, guilt, jealousy, fear, pride, anger. You feel stuck in a loop. This is key, okay? When you feel all of this, and all of us, we experience different type of tikkuns. This is your tikkun. So if your life currently you're feeling stuck, you're feeling jealousy, you're feeling guilt, it's because the universe and your soul choose that specific tikkun in order for you to how you're gonna see the light within that darkness. In your emotional patterns, you are reactive. So reactivity, when we are reactive, we just project darkness, negativity, right? We just react into situations. What will be to bring the correction of the tikkun is how we can become proactive instead of reactive. And that's a whole journey as we walk. It's Instead of react to situations, how we can proact. How? Integrating, not projecting, but reflecting. And I'm gonna share with you, we're gonna do some activities together, but right now I'm just gonna give you the base of the Kabbalah and how we navigate all of this. So I'm gonna share these 3 questions with you and see if you can answer it. I'm gonna give you like 3 to 5 minutes, and it's about what are areas in your life in which chaos or unresolved pain may exist. All of us have something. What's in an area of your life where it's lack, pain, confusion, consistent conflict? What or who are all the actors involved in that area? Because also we choose a specific people, situation, experience, organization in order to fulfill our sole purpose, that is to correct and to reveal the light within that darkness. So everyone else externally is part of the actor, the characters of the movie as you are playing your role in this movie. So once you ask these questions, I'm gonna give you 3 to 5 minutes to ask these questions, okay? Take your time and go deeper. Where do you feel pain? What situation have bring you to that state of feeling constant gap, negativity, darkness? That is where your next level it is. That's where your soul is asking you to remove. Okay? Give you 2 more minutes. Contemplate your answer about it. Okay. So you can keep answer this question after, because I'm gonna create a group with your permission so we can even go deeper, all of us. But now, if you realize, based on the Kabbalist, the more pressure we feel, the more anxiety we feel, the more stress we feel, is because Creator, light, want to come in into this vessel. I have a question here. Oh no, it's Lua. Okay. So that's when you feel anxiety, and that's something that my teacher say and changed my life completely. When we feel anxiety, when we feel anxiety, when we feel tension, when we feel stress, and we feel a lot of pressure in ourselves, it's because light wants to come in. So that anxiety, that stress have something to show us. That's based in the Kabbalah principle that more light wants to come in, but it cannot come in if it's blocked. So that's why it creates pressure, because you are the one that needs to correct something in order to allow more light to come. So when you feel stress, anxiety, personally, what I do is take a pause and realize what that anxiety have to show me, because everything in your life have something to show you. And the first thing that anxiety, stress have to show you is, are you reacting or be proactive? The more we react, the more we create chaos, the more we bring negativity into our life. The more proactive we are, the more we reflect instead of project, we start bringing more life of the Creator. And I'm going to share with you some tools that you can do in order to do this, okay? when you face anxiety, how you can bring a new way to perceive the life through that anxiety without affecting you. Okay? And what is the solution? The solution is we need to pause. Why we pause is to bring back presence into our life. When we feel a tikkun, a trigger in our life, when we feel anxiety, pressure, emotional patterns, people that say things to us, things that we feel pain, it's key to pause. Pause. And usually in the Kabbalist, we say, what a pleasure. But not what a pleasure about the circumstances, but what a pleasure because I'm cultivating more light, more awareness, that I'm correcting my tikkun, that I'm correcting these things, that I'm correcting my anxiety. I'm seeing the lessons behind. So it's not about the situation, it's about you realizing more of the light by you just recognizing with what a pleasure. So what you write in the past about the questions that I asked, see if in the future after this masterclass, you can pause. It's gonna be hard at the beginning, for sure. This requires cultivation. But once you start pausing and you say, what a pleasure, you start bringing more awareness. It's about cultivation of awareness of the patterns and becoming proactive instead of reactive, right? It's recognizing, okay, I have anxiety, pause, what a pleasure. Not what a pleasure about the anxiety, but what a pleasure that I'm realizing that this anxiety has something to show me. It comes somebody that says bad things to you and triggers a lot of things. A family member, a friend, or somebody in the street. You, yada, 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 yada. It triggers you. Instead of just giving thanks to that experience is what a pleasure that I'm realizing, okay, that person has something to show me. Why I feel triggered, why I feel reactive, why I feel all of this that I want to say to that person. Instead of me being able, how can I bring more light of the creator? And that's the principle of how we really become a Kabbalist, receptive. Is by recognizing, pause, what a pleasure. Why is this in my movie? What is the lesson behind? Okay, and then go to the next. That's my tikkun. So now I want to open the space if you guys have any questions, because I feel I've been speaking a lot. So now I want to open the space for any questions that you may have about this. Any questions? Andres, Sarah, Diana? No? The more questions is better because in a way we can flow. Okay, so
No, I do have I'll ask a question or two. I just need to remember how to work my Zoom.
no, I see you.
Um, so when we look at the tikkun or the challenge, we'll say like anxiety or physical pain. Like one of mine was physical pain, but I don't see really how to explore that because it seems more geared towards like emotional issues.
Okay, so can I go deeper to that question? Like, what is the pain?
The pain is like it's from an accident, it's in my shoulder or my leg.
And how has been your life after that accident?
More difficult,
Okay.
more just it's not horrible, like it's not debilitating, but it's definitely pain that's there that affects my sleep, my everyday patterns, things like that.
Okay, so seeing after, how was your life before? Like when that happened to you, how was your life? It was very active, very like moving forward, and that accident makes you redirect your energy to another space.
Definitely more, it was more active before.
Okay. So that situation allows you to correct yourself to bring more of your life purpose to the life of the creator. right? Maybe your soul was to another direction, and that accident allows you to correct that light into something that is deeper in your soul that now your soul is asking, right? That's why you are here right now, right? You're feeling more light of the creator. You're feeling more purpose in some way. We need to see it in a higher perspective, right? Not just the if that happened, it's because it have something to show you, right? You have something to redirect your energy. And now the pain, how you can associate with that pain? That pain is pushing, like, what is internal movie playing in yourself? Let's say if the pain comes, what is the inner talk, right?
No, there's not too much inner talk. It's like just how can I get rid of the pain?
Okay,
Should I lay in a different position? Should I get up and be more active? Um, yeah, I mean, it's physical, so it's pretty cut and dry.
exactly. But if you realize that pain is allowing you to ask deeper questions, right?
Okay.
How
Okay.
you can relate to your body. How can I connect more with my body and release this pain? How can I release this tension? So in some way, that is the correction that your soul is calling. How you can tap more into your body. How can you find ways to release that pain? So that is calling you back into your body. And that's part of your soul correction, if you realize, because it's allowing you to see different ways to ease that pain. Maybe that's what you need. And I know that we may see it in the surface level, but all type of tickuns are there for a reason. Everything that happened in your life, every situation, every person, everything have a reason why. And we have a prescript um, movie that our soul choose in order to come here. We have parallel realities, yes, but we have a prescript movie that we choose to come. So every life situation that we choose is because our soul choose that in order to see something in that. So the question for you may be, how can you see the light into that process of tension and darkness? For that to say that you can see it as a darkness, you can see it just a situation, but how you can see the light into that experience? What was the lesson behind that experience? What it brings you back after that experience, right? And now, maybe thanks to that experience, lead you into here. I don't know, right? But every experience is going to start shaping our life once we start doing the corrections. And it's through awareness, Andres. It's just through awareness. It's not like, okay, it's just realizing, okay, I have that tikkun. Somebody triggers me or this happened to me. And it's just realizing I'm feeling pain in my body. What do I need to correct in myself in order not to feel more pain? Maybe I need to have more self-love. Maybe I need to go to massage. Maybe I need to connect more with my body, with yoga. Whatever is your soul calling into to make the corrections to ease that pain is because it's calling you to do something different, because that's how you're gonna reveal the light. After you correct that, you may feel ease, less weight in your body. And that's your process to discover that specific correction for that to say. Is clear?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Somebody else have a question? If no, other questions, self interactions. Let's go, guys. If not, we're gonna do an activity where you're gonna discover three tickuns and three desires that you wanna do in your life. So I'm gonna invite you, if you can bend, if you have a notebook, you have a sheet, like bend the sheet like this, and in one side of the sheet, I invite you to write three desires that you want to fulfill in your life. Okay? I'll explain after, Janita, if you want. I'll go deep. But for now, I invite you, if you want, Write 3 desires that you want to be fulfilled in your life. And in the other side, you're going to write 3 tikkuns, 3 soul corrections. What I mean is, what are the things that are creating resistance in your life that you feel resistance, stagnation, procrastination, whatever you feel. Write 3 in the other side, the other face of the. Okay. We're going to reveal a lot here.
We need to write what again?
Yeah, so if you want, write 3 desires in one face, like in one part of in the sheet, right?
Yes.
And in the other sheet, 3 things that are causing resistance in your life currently.
Okay.
Are we specifically going off of 3 tikkuns on the other side that is directly connected to each of the 3 desires, or is it just
That's
3?
what yeah, that's
Yeah.
where we're going.
All right.
Okay, so if you finish, and now you see the page, and you see your desire, and then you see your tikkun. If you align your first desire to the first tikkun, that's what is blocking you to fulfill your desire. In the second one, is usually those tikkuns that came to you are the blockages that are blocking the flow of the light to experience the desire. Yeah, so that's how you start recognizing the tikkun that is blocking the flow of your desire. Now the question will be to go deeper in yourself, and it's how can I correct that tikkun? Because now you know that by correcting that tikkun, you're gonna be able to fulfill that desire that you wanna live. So that's how you make the connections. That tikkun, the correction will bring you the desire. How to do it? The first step is recognition. The second step will be when that tikkun show up. Let's say personally it's procrastination for me, and I know that that is keeping me of achieving higher sharing of all of this wisdom. So when I feel procrastination, it's key to recognize my procrastination, be able to accept my procrastination. What, how I do that? It's pause. What a pleasure. What a pleasure than realizing about my tikkun, my procrastination. And from that space, what can I do to change this? And sometimes it's stop thinking too much negative and start doing the things. Sometimes just take the action needed. Just organize yourself. So the answer will reveal to you once you recognize your tikkun. And other thing that we didn't mention, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to mention right now, but I feel that it's important, is to mention the opponent. Basically, Kabbalah is saying there's an opponent within ourselves. That religion, or based in the ancient Kabbalah, is called Satan. Satan is not an entity that is the devil, the demon. Yes, there's that force that came into the darkness in order to hold the space for the darkness to show us the light. Okay, for that to say that intelligence, yes, he have all these things, all these layers, all these entities, all these demons, but deeper inside is there to reminding us about the light. And the opponent, when is that coming from? Is inside ourselves. It's the inner voice that we wake up every morning and we have voice saying you're not going to be able to do it, or procrastination, why you don't do this instead, why you are doing that, you are not going to be able to do that, oh look that distractions, oh no, this guy that is speaking right now, he don't know anything. All of these voices, all of these judgments is the inner voice saying something that is not us. So that voice allows us to claim back our presence and recognizing that is not us, but is there to show us the contrast of the light, the negativity, how to bring into positivity. So the step will be, pause, what a pleasure, I see my tikkun, and who is speaking? It's the opponent or it's my true self? What is my opponent saying? My opponent saying, I cannot do it, I don't know how to do it, a lot of excuses, procrastination, judging people, all of these things that we all humans eventually like experience, right? How we can start bringing more and recognizing. So for example, when the opponent came to me, and this is key, one of my teachers says, when you wake up with the voice of the opponent, that there's a lot of negativity. Usually it's in the morning when we wake up and we realize all the things that we need to do, it comes the opponent. How you're gonna do it, not do that. When that voice comes in the morning and it's heavy, it's because the same amount of darkness, the same amount of light is waiting for you if you just correct it. So that means that it's gonna be a good day. If you're able to change from negativity into positivity. How you do that? Personally, I wake up in the morning and I see the opponent talking, and it's like, okay, I see you. Okay, share with me what you need to say to me. What you need to say to me. You're not gonna be able. And so the opponent tried to hide a little bit. It's like, no, 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 no. You just keep doing you. Don't listen to me, and I'll show myself when you are distracted. But when you face it and you say, okay, what do you have to say to me? You already recognize that it's not you. So you put yourself first and you're able to correct that opponent into the light. And that's the first thing. We have all this challenge in life because we have the power, and creator, our soul never choose something that we cannot overcome. Same amount of darkness that we may pass in is because the same amount of light is waiting for us. And the same amount of light is the same amount of darkness, because we live in duality until we transcend into the light. Yeah. But in this experience, if we're facing this challenge, the same intensity is waiting the same amount of light in the other side. And our process is how to change the energy to bring more light and to unlock that in us. And that's how we grow. The more we unlock of tikkuns, the more we bring more of the light of the creator. And the more we in tune and we prepare the container to receive more light. And that, if you realize, is our life purpose. Why we wanna, or we feel the purpose, feel first is the desire to be more of the light, to experience more of our individuation in this life. How we do that? Through our challenge. It's through the difficult times, through the pain, that we're able to grow. Yes, there's growth in the other side through the light, but the deepest changes in our life and transformation come from spaces where we experience change, intensity, pressure. Because it's in those spaces, like same like a diamond, when it's put in the fire, that we're able to shape ourselves and to perceive different space. So this is the principle of the Kabbalist: perceiving the light, seeing it, making the correction, and observing what tikkun is going on. Any questions until now? Very good.
No.
Clear.
Yes.
Yeah. So the question will be now for you guys. It's, what will be a practice for you of how you already recognize the opponent in your life, like the voice? Thank you, Davey. Very good stuff. And to answer the question of Diana, you say prepare the vessel for light. What does that mean? So we have this vessel, imagine like a light bulb, right? And the light bulb can just receive a specific amount of energy, of light. If it receives too much, it's going to explode, right? So the same thing is our vessel container is not ready to receive that amount of light. It's going to create circuit, like we're not going to be able to perceive that light, contain that light. So our process is to prepare the vessel to receive more life. And that's our life journey, right? Like that's how we start growing. That's how you bring Christ consciousness and the human of light. That is called Adam Khan. So all of this is how we can start bringing more light. It's simple. If you realize, you see a lot of teachings right now about Kabbalah, that it's a tree of life and all of these things that yes, but in simplicity, it's just how you can become more of the light. How? Recognizing your tikkun. How? Recognizing the things that triggers you, challenge you. Because over there is the opportunity for you to reveal the light of the creator because your soul chooses that specific tikkun for you. That's all. If you keep it that simple and you every day you wake up and you pause, what a pleasure. I observe my opponent. I observe my tikkun. How can I do to change it? And you change it. And right away, you're preparing your container to perceive more light because now you're becoming more aware, more conscious, instead of being too much automatic in the patterns and in the movie behind, right? It's like, pause, what a pleasure. I observe you. What do you need to show me? How can I be more of the light? How can I be more of the light of the creator? The voice of the opponent, Satan, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Why you're here? What you need to show me? All of those things, how can I bring more life to the creator? Somebody came and said horrible things to me. Pause, what a pleasure. How can I see the lesson behind? Why I feel pressure? Why I take it personally? I'm going to react or be proactive. If I react, I will say the same things that that person said to me. You, and you keep the rolling of negativity because you are receiving negativity and you're going to project more negativity. So you are feeling more negativity into your life experience. How you can correct that light? If that person comes to you, you're able to pause, correct the light into proactive. Pause, what a pleasure. Okay. I'm saying this, and this takes time. This is cultivation. This is a whole thing. It's easy to say it. Practicing, that's the real mastery. Is every day. Family members, mother, father, sons, daughters, comes here to trigger us, right? Comes, triggers ourselves. Pause, what a pleasure. What do I need to see here? How can I see more light of the creator in this difficult situation? And just by doing that, I promise you that you're going to start feeling different because you start cultivating more light inside yourself. As I said before, this is not something for you to conceptualize, it's something to experience through living wisdom. Okay. Any other questions, Andrew, Dave, Miles? Clear? So now the question will be, if you realize your desire and your tikkun, what are you going to do to make the unlockment? You see your tikkun that is blocking your desire. What will be a good thing for you to do in order to correct that tikkun and bring more of your desire? So I'm going to give you, let's say, 2 minutes just to reflect upon, okay? In the 3 desires that you write. When you're ready, you can share it if you want, at least one. Yeah, I'm here, guys. So if you wanna have any questions to help you to correct that, we can go deep. Yeah, David.
Rick, yeah. It's so funny because I was thinking about my daughter and my son, and there's times where you'll try and get them to see your point of view, and it's like they're speaking a different language. And that's the thing is basically I said that my tikkun was that my son and daughter speak a different language, and I don't understand what language I need to be speaking to them in.
Okay.
So how would I handle that?
So the question will be for you to see what is blocking for you to speak their language, and how you
Yeah,
can correct yourself in order to speak their language. And what is their language, right? So that's your process to understand how you can communicate to your daughter and son.
yeah,
What is the language for you to speak? What do you need to correct in yourself? Maybe you're trying to control your, I don't know, like this is
yeah,
just,
yeah. It's all good. It's all good. You can say
maybe you're
whatever.
trying to control them, or maybe you try to or expect for them to be in a specific way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah,
that's your correction, how you can love them unconditionally and find a way for you to communicate with them without judgment or control. And that's your
yeah,
tikkun.
yeah,
Because you know that if you do that, that will reveal more light of
yeah,
love
yeah,
and experience in family way.
yeah.
So that's the growth.
Okay.
But it takes time, or it
Yeah, I
takes
know.
it takes takes willingness. It's no easy.
Practice.
The
And
practice. It's
yeah,
no easy. It's
exactly.
willingness. It's
Yeah,
painful sometimes,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
you
it
know.
is. Yes. Thank you.
Somebody, no, Bill, I wanted to keep it simple today because with these principles, believe me, it's gonna help you. And we're gonna create a group, all of us, if you want. Then I'm gonna send an email that you can share your phone number with me, and we can go deeper in this weekly. But let's keep it simple. A lot of people goes like Jewish way, like all of these things. This is simplicity. You become a Kabbalist when you start asking the questions. And you realize about your tikkun, the things that triggers you. Pause with a pleasure. Okay. What is the opponent saying? If you do this, believe me that you're gonna see a lot of transformation in your life. The challenge is that after you finish this, the opponent is gonna come and it's gonna distract right away. And a lot of people experience all of this, and then 2 days after, you forget it. You get involved in your life, in your situations, but the work is how to cultivate that presence all the time, to recognize the tikkun, the correction, all of these things every time. And that's the mastery. That's the cultivation of life. And it's not just in Kabbalah, that this is in Vipassana, this is in different traditions, shamanisms, all of this practice is about cultivation of presence in order not to be reactive or be proactive. The more reactive we are, the more negativity we're projecting instead of reflecting. If we reflect, we're able to perceive more light. If we project, we are putting light outside ourselves. We're projecting into the darkness. So we feel emptiness. So that's the path. Reactive, proactive, reactive, proactive. Opponent, no opponent. Tikkun or tikkun. And there's a specific tikkuns based in your astrology. If you're Taurus, you have a specific tikkuns. If you're Aquarius, you have a specific tikkun because your soul choose that specific day to choose a specific tikkun for you in order to work with the cosmos and all of this. Okay. So it's understanding these processes that this goes deeper, deeper. And the way that if you feel the call to know more about Kabbalah, this is not coincidence. This is your soul feeling, okay, there's some light that I may perceive over there. there's people that maybe not be ready. So you are feeling this is because your soul is feeling the call to experience this type of light. So that's why this is not teachings that are conceptualized. This is something that you're gonna start feeling it, the truth within yourself, this living wisdom. Okay. So yeah, guys, I wanna keep it shorter, sharing with you, respect your time. If you don't have any questions, let's keep creating this group. I'm gonna, if you can share your numbers with me, I have some of you. Sad I don't have your numbers. Miles, I don't think that I don't have your number. If you want, I can create a group, and in that group we can go deeper on this, okay? At the same time, we are having a Kabbalah for those that are in Orlando or close by. We are having a Kabbalah Foundation 1 on May 24th. This Kabbalah is gonna be a full day where we're gonna go deeper. This was just like a glimpse because we require at least 6 to 7 hours to go deeper in your tikkun, to recognize your specific tikkuns, how we can correct those tikkuns, and giving you the specific tools for your own specific soul in order to move through that tikkun. Okay, all of this is a walk, is a path. This is the Kabbalah path. Doesn't have any religions. It's universal. So I just want to extend the invitation for those that feel the call. We're gonna do it. And if not, you are welcome to the group as well. My intention is to keep moving these circles where we can feel more of the life, we can get together, we can experience more. If you have any questions or you want to share more about your knowledge, please, this is the space to be and do it. And yeah, guys, like anything, I want to continue with the class. Beautiful. So, Sarah, if you can, share with me your phone number and I'll reach out to you privately. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys. This is something I've been feeling cool is to keep it simple and how we can integrate into our life. Okay. Any other questions? No? Clear?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, amazing. So hopefully, guys, if you're in Orlando, I know that David is. I don't know, Sarah, if you are in Orlando, but if
Yes,
so,
I am.
okay, so you are welcome to join us. I'll send you more information about it. And for sure, we're gonna create a beautiful space that we can go deeper on all of this, okay? In the experience, um, I like to continue as well. So I love it. I love it. We're gonna be a group. We're gonna this will continue on Zoom eventually, yeah, Miles. It's for now, I wanna also do it in person, at least this experience, because I feel that in person we can go even deeper, right? Like, and we can interact with each other. However, the Zooms are also gonna be open after that immersion. Like my intention is at least bi-weekly. Let's keep cultivating the Kabbalah. This is just the beginning. The more we understand about it, it's we go deeper. We go deeper, we understand our destinies based in the Kabbalah. Our soul choose a specific script of the movie that we want to live, right? But that doesn't mean that is the unique movie. It's, for example, there's the theater and we are watching a movie, but if we don't like that movie, we're able to go out of that room and watch another movie. How we do that is how we start moving parallel realities. That's our willpower. So we understand how to work with our will, how to go out of that movie and go to another movie. And that's how we start changing parallel realities. So that's deeper, but it's a cultivation, okay? Amazing, Miles. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for your time. So Sarah, I'll email you to get your information if I can. And Miles, thank
Okay.
you, Andrew, Dave, Yana, and Sarah, thank you. You feel the call, and that's huge. That's huge. Like I know that these classes at the beginning is not too many people because not too many people feel the call to be in these spaces. If you feel it, this goes far beyond physical form. I will suggest that everyone not per luck that you had come. Yeah, it's true. If you're here, it's for a reason, guys. So yeah, let's keep in touch. I'm gonna create a group. Any questions, I'm available for you. If you wanna go deeper in your tikkun, for example, if you write your desire and if you write your tikkun and you want clarification about how you can go through that desire, but in a more private space, you can reach out to me. Same like Dave did with me. He have their son and daughter. That's the correction. How he can correct that is a process, right? It's understanding where the controls come from. What is the tikkun showing him? How he can correct the control. So it's a deeper process, but the simpler we leave it, it's better, and it's step by step. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. So see you. Thank you for your time. Hope to see you soon.
Bye.